want, but he still can't help that he misses the hunt.
All right, and welcome back. This is the Beer Gentleman Project. That last song was Local Music Spotlight, Instead of Sleeping by Tired Tigers. That's why I'm guessing, because I don't know precisely who that was. I have never had that band on my show, so I don't really know. Anyway, I am once again DJ Grizzly, along with the boss Matt Bossman, and
yo.
And we are about to talk some NFL Combine stuff. Because the Scouting Combine was this past weekend, and there was a few people that were making shows. Like there was Cardale Jones, who there were 14 Ohio State players at the Combine.
Oh yeah,
like Joey Bosa actually ran his 40. Cardale Jones ran his first 40. More on that in a little bit. You have the wide receiver class disappointed heavily.
Yeah, that was really that's interesting that happened.
Yeah. So let's start with the fact that they're Ohio State players.
Yeah.
And Urban Meyer, they had Urban Meyer on the NFL Network talking about how it's a great thing that they have 14 players that are at the Combine. But he also said that was the problem because now they have to replace them. And replacing 14 amazing players is difficult.
Right.
So... Oh, okay. So we actually brought up the results for 40-yard times.
Yeah.
So we have all right. So the one thing that I want to talk about, the first thing, wide receivers.
Yeah.
The wide receiver group, they did not perform well.
No, they did not.
All right. So just to put it out, the top wide receiver 40 time was Will Fuller with a 4.32. Well, that's good. And then there's also Colby Listenby of TCU. He ran a 4.36 or 4.35, something in there. And apparently that was like before the thing is he was running on a bad hip. Like he still had a hip injury that he was suffering from. And he still ran a sub 4.40, which is insane, because that would mean that he could get extremely fast in the NFL if he's healthy. So, and then the overall, the average 40 time for all wide receivers was a 4.56 which is the worst that they have timed out in the 11 years that they've been keeping this statistic. So Matt and I were talking about this beforehand, that it's likely that the Browns will go ahead and just draft a wide receiver this year.
That's the funny thing about all this is that the Browns, whenever we want, as fans, the Browns to make a move on a guy, they'll do it at the worst possible time, which this seems like the worst possible time to draft a wide receiver. And it seems like it's going to happen. At least a caliber wide receiver, a guy that's expected to be a good NFL player.
Because the Browns do have the second overall pick. Do we have 2 picks in the first round this year?
Yeah, we have the number 2 and the number 32.
Well, 32 is the first pick of the second round.
Last pick of the first.
No, the Patriots had to give their first round pick up for the not Bountygate, Deflategate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had to give up their first-round pick for that. So we're at 31 picks in the first round, and then 32 would be the first of the second round.
Yeah, and so we'll see what happens. I actually think, it will be more on this later, but my projection is that the Browns get rid of that number 2 pick before the draft, and I think they get out of the first round because I have something in mind that I think they're going to do.
Uh-huh.
And so we can...
And you don't think it'll be quarterback? So
quarterback's involved in it, but
you mean like possibly a situation with Colin Kaepernick?
yes,
Yeah.
I think Kaepernick's going to be the quarterback next year. I think the way that the Browns are making everything out, you hear all the stuff about Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, but I think the Niners really like Goff, and I think that he's a guy that they know with their pick they're not going to get him, so they know that either Wentz or Goff's going to be gone.
Yeah, and another thing when you think about Jared Goff being a Cal Berkeley guy, he's hometown.
Yes,
they know who he is,
right?
And people will like Jared Goff might be a name that will bring in people, even though they are the 49ers.
Absolutely,
you don't necessarily need a big name in order to pull anybody if you're the 49ers.
Absolutely, and the whole point is if you look at the depth chart, you got Blaine Gabbert at second string. I think anybody's going to be better than Blaine Gabbert right now for the Niners, other than Kaepernick, because it just seemed like last year. Last year was the year where you had this guy, this no-name coach for the Niners that nobody ever heard of before, really.
Yeah, Jim Tomsula, I think.
Yeah, Jim Tomsula.
Okay. I'm amazed I actually remember that name. So,
yeah,
go
but he was. There you go, 2 points for you today, Tom.
Yeah,
but it was just a weird year. Carlos Hyde was good, but they also had Reggie Bush, and he just didn't seem like a 49er type player, and then he gets hurt. So
because that's Reggie Bush.
Yeah, because it's Reggie Bush, and
hurt.
that's what happens. He's cursed by USC for cheating. But anyway, just it was a weird year, and it seemed like something was out of place, and I think it was Colin Kaepernick and the coaching system that was there. Now that Kelly's there.
Yeah, Brian Kelly's offense more matches Colin Kaepernick's style of play, I would feel.
It does, but it also
because I don't see Jared Goff fitting in a Brian Kelly style of play. Marcus Mariota could make that work. I don't feel that Jared Goff would be able to.
And that's the thing where you could look at something. It's weird all the possibilities where San Francisco can go with this, because they can trade Kaepernick to a team like Tennessee, where they can get Mariota in exchange for Kaepernick. Tennessee gives up their pick. They go to number 1 overall. And then they get Mariota, they get the pick, or they could just do a Mariota for Kaepernick swap. Because really, what is the difference between Marcus Mariota and Kaepernick? Experience. Maybe Kaepernick has a harder arm. Maybe he throws it a little bit nastier, a little faster than Mariota. But the footwork, I think, goes to Mariota. Everything's pretty much even after that.
Yeah, I feel like the problem with Kaepernick is that he needs a severe change of scenery. But
he does.
And that's
Definitely.
that's the thing is that
he needs a guy like Josh Gordon. I think a guy like Josh Gordon would be perfect for Kaepernick. That's where I see him coming to Cleveland, and maybe not playoffs immediately, but at least contending.
I don't see Josh Gordon playing with Cleveland very much longer.
I do. I really do.
Josh Gordon is an amazing player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He does not have the acumen off the field.
Well, and
that is the problem. That's what's been keeping him off the field so much.
Right, but here's the thing that, being on social media throughout this past football season, following Josh Gordon, that I do.
Okay.
Looking at him, he's been posting things of redemption, of looking to make. He said it himself. He wants to be on the Cleveland Browns. He doesn't want to leave Cleveland. He wants them to give him a
he doesn't want
third, fourth chance, whatever it is now. But right, but if we give up Josh Gordon, he's going to go to a team like New England. He's going to go to a team like Denver. He's going to go to a team that doesn't care who you are or what you've done in the past. He's going to go to that kind of team. He's going to go to Dallas. He's going to go somewhere where they have the troubled guys and they eventually make them into good players.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
Because not like you were saying, teams like Dallas and New England, while they've done that in the past, it hasn't worked out recently necessarily.
Right, but
the one big thing that comes to mind for me in New England was Albert Hainsworth. Hainsworth was not a great deal.
Yeah, but also you got to look at that. Hainsworth wasn't. He's close to the Greg Hardy. You know, he didn't do what Hardy did,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
he has that sort of feel to him. You know, it's not that they want to play football to help a team. They want to play ball to help their reputation, and it didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting a knock through the door that Tim wants us to take a break for a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so we'll come back with more Scouting Combine talk
Sounds
after
good.
this.
Sounds good.
All right. Once again, you're listening to Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio, streaming live on www.livestream.com/Lake Effect.
You're listening to Lake Effect Radio, the official broadcaster of Lake Effect.
Irving in and out dribble and then knocks the jump shot. Really gets teammates involved. Pass cooked back and the jumper up and good. Berejau runs up a shot, missed it. Rebound Marion. And the Cavaliers fire and score. Deion Waiters.
Down Euclid.
LeBron James helped him out. You move without the ball. We saw him going to the basket. He got an opportunity to get inside, and he throws the hammer down.
Lakeland Community College's post-secondary enrollment option program is a great way to backtrack your team's high school diploma, college credit, or college degree. Go to our website at www.lakelandcc.edu.
Ride Lake Tran free with your student ID. For more information, visit www.laketran.com or call 1-888-LAKE-TRAN.
Lakeland Library is partnering with LEAP, Lake Geauga Educational Assistance Foundation, and Lakeland's Financial Aid Office in providing assistance to students working to complete their FAFSA forms. A representative of LEAP will be available in the library on February 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2, February 9th, 11 a.m. to 1, and 1:15 to 6, February 16th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., February 23rd, 11 a.m. to 6, March 1st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and March 8th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Assistance is available on a walk-in basis. For more information, please call 440-525-427424 for more information.
Ride Lake Tran free with your student ID. For more information, visit www.laketran.com or call 1-888-LAKE-TRAN.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/Lake Effect.
College Success Workshop Avoiding Plagiarism at Lakeland's Library, C3051, Tuesday, March 22nd from 12:30 to 1:15 p.m. or Wednesday, March 23rd, 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Is it cold to copy and paste your information from a website into your research paper? Why do you need to cite your sources? Learn about plagiarism and how to avoid it in a free workshop. Or register today at My Lakeland Student tab, schedule it, or for more information, contact the Lakeland Library at 440-525-7425. Lakeland Community College is hosting Spring Clean and Go Green Rummage Sale Thursday, March 24th and Friday, March 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on main campus, 7700 Clock Tower Drive in Kirtland, Ohio, in the Athletic and Fitness Center Auxiliary Gym. The public is invited to shop thousands of reused treasures donated by Lakeland employees, sponsored by Lakeland's United Way Committee. This green event encourages college employees to reduce their personal items found during spring cleaning to be reused, recycled, all while raising money for charity. Proceeds will be donated to United Way Lake County, which serves our needs to improve lives in our community. In addition to the rummage sale, local vendors will be selling recycled and handmade goods and other items. The rummage sale items include toys, household items, sporting equipment, lawn and garden tools, new merchandise, baby gear, children's clothes, electronics, DVDs, jewelry, collectibles, games. For more information, contact Mary Brown at 440-525-7824 or mbrown@lakelandcc.edu. Lakeland Community College is hosting Spring Clean and Go Green Rummage Sale Thursday, March 24th and Friday, March 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the main campus, 7700 Clock Tower Drive in Kirtland, Ohio, in the Athletic and Fitness Center Auxiliary Gym. The public is invited to shop thousands of reused treasures donated by Lakeland employees, sponsored by Lakeland's United Way Committee. This green event encourages college employees to reduce their personal items found during spring cleaning to be reused, recycled, all while raising money for charity. Proceeds will be donated to United Way Lake County, which serves our needs to improve lives in our community. In addition to the rummage sale, local vendors will be selling recycled and handmade goods and other items. The rummage sale items include toys, household items, sporting equipment, lawn and garden tools, new merchandise, baby gear, children's clothes, electronics, DVDs, jewelry, collectibles, games. For more information, contact Mary Brown at 440-525-7824 or mbrown at lakelandcc.edu.
Check us out at twitter.com/Lake Effect Radio for upcoming events, interviews, and much, much more.
Little Free Library. Take a book, leave a book. Little Free Libraries offer a way to share good books to read. Check out the 2 locations on campus, TLC Atrium of L Building and entrance to E Building. Take a book. If you see something you would like to read, take it. When finished, leave a book, share a book. A Lakeland Community College Library and Kirtland Public Library project. For more information, please call 440-525-7424.
College Success Workshop Avoiding Plagiarism at Lakeland's Library, C3051, Tuesday, March 22nd from 12:30 to 1:15 p.m. or Wednesday, March 23rd, 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Is it cold to copy and paste your information from a website into your research paper? Why do you need to cite your sources? Learn about plagiarism and how to avoid it in a free workshop. Or register today at My Lakeland Student tab, schedule it, or for more information, contact the Lakeland Library at 440-525-7425.
Military veteran students who study at Lakeland first meet with a Veterans Affairs certifying official who processes and certifies educational benefits for eligible students. The staff has been phenomenal, said Lakeland student Michael Dugan, who is a retired Chief Petty Officer from the U.S. Coast Guard. The Veterans Lounge is a great place to frequent prior to class. It's great to be able to show up a few hours early, do some final prep, enjoy a snack, and be able to meet fellow veterans. A generous grant from Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, helped to set up a Veterans Lounge in 2013. The space, complete with study areas, a computer and printer, a refrigerator, and a television, serve as a meeting point for student veterans on campus to connect. Each May, graduating student veterans are recognized at the college's Veterans Recognition and Graduation Banquet.
What up, Cleveland? This is Will Rogers from the Natives. Check us out on Twitter at natives_Cle. You're listening to Lake Effect Radio.
All right, and we are back. Once again, this is Bearded Gentleman Project with the boss man at Bossman, and we're also joined by Assistant General Manager Tim Pringy.
There was a story on Facebook I just found that there was a shooting at Madison High School in Butler County. Not Madison High School in Lake County.
Okay.
But school shootings are still sad. That's breaking news, just so everybody knows. Sorry to take away from what you're talking about.
In Ohio?
In Ohio, it's Butler County, Ohio. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, one thing that we wanted to come back with, because we went to a commercial a little bit quickly there, that's because Tim here was actually telling us that we just got word that there will be a men's game tomorrow at 6. We are unsure whether or not we'll be able to call the game because we still have to get a whole bunch of people.
Do the breaking news button thing.
Which one? I'm not sure.
3.
F3?
F3.
Because
you gotta have the channel on too.
Of course I do.
You just turned it off. There you go.
Yeah, breaking news. We have a basketball game tomorrow. and we do not know the opponent, but that comes later. We're not ESPN, so we don't have that information.
Yeah, we don't
yet.
have. We're not ESPN, so let's turn off that dang thing.
All right.
Let's turn off the dang breaking news thing.
The dang thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so once again, we have a basketball game tomorrow. We're not sure if we're going to call it. Matt, who has his show tomorrow, will be able to tell us whether or not we will be able to call the game. Tim is currently trying to find us a camera person because right now we don't have one. Right now it'd just be Matt and myself doing the game.
So for those of you who are out there listening, I've always wondered what it's like to work with the Lake Effect Radio people. Now's a good time to find out.
Yep, there you go.
And you know what, Tim? Tomorrow around 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock, I'm probably going to be craving something sweet. If I wanted to get something sweet and I only have 25 cents, where do I go to get that?
You should ask Tom that question.
I think I know the answer to this one.
Yeah!
I believe the answer is you can go down to the bookstore hallway.
No, you can't really.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? You can go down to the
this is mind-boggling.
Tomorrow at 10, from 10 to 1, there is a bake sale going on, and it's donation-based.
This is one small step for man, one giant step
for Matt Bossman.
For my belly.
Yeah. One giant step for that quarter that is currently in your pocket that you want to use.
Yes.
Is donation-based, so you just like it's a couple bags of cookies, a brownie, whatever.
Yeah.
Like any money that you can put out there.
Will there be
help us.
brownies, Tim?
There will be brownies.
Will there be, you know what?
Sorry,
cupcakes.
I'm sending messages out about the ball game.
Cupcakes sound really good. Will there be cupcakes?
You know what sounds really good right now? Food. And the NFL Scouting Combine.
Yeah, the NFL Scouting Combine. That sounds delicious.
All right, so we were talking about wide receivers, and we were talking about Colin Kaepernick possibly going to the Cleveland Browns in a trade. Now,
who'd we give up in that trade?
Our second pick.
Our second overall pick.
Second overall pick.
That's too much.
Second overall pick, and I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think Kaepernick, the way he had.
Haven't you heard what my nickname for Colin Kaepernick is? It's not appropriate for on-air use.
I was going to say, it probably
I was
isn't.
going to ask, was that appropriate for on-air stuff?
Yeah,
it's not.
I have one too, and it's the same. I'm sure it's the same thing of yours. So, but here's what I want to say. Colin Kaepernick has the running ability twice, 3 times as good as Manziel, 4 times, 5 times. And he has a better arm. He can throw farther. You know, he's got...
Tim showing a picture or something.
Oh, well, yeah, mine's similar. Anyway,
okay.
Just don't let the camera see that. Anyway.
Yeah, like the camera can read it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I think he'd be a great fit here, and I think Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, or Kaepernick, I don't think there's an argument.
Well,
I don't want Kaepernick. I just don't.
I like him. I really do. I really like Kaepernick.
I'm okay with Kaepernick as a player. The change of scenery will be a great thing for him. I didn't have your other mics on.
You are so fired.
You had mine on.
Yeah, I think I had. Well, the thing is, Tim can be heard over everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
like
Shut up, Tom.
Like, no, literally, your mic was not on, and we were still hitting red on us over here.
Is that so? Oh, you are. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Let me turn your mic down just a tad.
I think it should be lower than that, even.
Oh my goodness!
Really, I know.
There you go. You're good. You're good.
It's a bit insane when Tim gets onto a mic because his mouth's like literally 1 inch away from it, if not touching it.
I'll tell you what you want. What you really want. Okay, I'm not Kyle.
No, let's not.
Surprised I haven't been smacked yet.
That's because we're currently on air and there's a video watching us. Anyway, so anyway, we have Colin Kaepernick, and then there's also, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, so Joey Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa.
No, wait. Which one do we want to cover first, Joey Bosa or Cardale Jones?
I'll go
because the Cardale Jones.
Who do you want to go
one
first? Bosa. Let's do Bosa.
All right. So anyway, Joey Bosa, he ran a 4.89 40, I believe, and they compared that to defensive stalwarts of years past, such as J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. They did like a motion cam with both of their 40s. Jadeveon Clowney ran a 4.53 40. which as a defensive end, note that is faster than the average wide receiver was this year.
Wow.
That means Jadeveon Clowney could pretty much beat out receivers, half the receivers in this draft class.
That's crazy.
In a race. That's insane. And then when you look at J.J. Watt, who admittedly is not going to be Joey Bosa. J.J. Watt is a much better defender and overall player, I feel, than Joey Bosa will ever be.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa ran a 4.89. J.J. Watt ran a 4.91. But the thing is, Joey Bosa is pretty much going to be playing 4-3 end and pretty much nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't see Joey Bosa as a 3-4 end. J.J. Watt can play 4-3 tackle, 4-3 end, 3-4 end. He plays a bunch of different positions. And he's very, very, very good at it. Joey Bosa will not have that sense of defensive stability. He is a great pass rusher. We think. But where would he fall in the draft? I'm not sure exactly where he is.
Well, I think he's going to go top 5.
Yeah, I feel like top 5 would be about right.
And I think the perfect fit for him, I mean, I hate to say it, but there are 3 perfect fits in the top 5. One, and none of which are Cleveland.
Yeah.
The best fit, I mean, getting him would be great, but I don't think he fits. Anyway, number 1, I have San Diego. I think he'd be great in San Diego. They pride themselves on their defense. Their offense hasn't really been the caliber of which Phillip Rivers is accustomed to in the past few years.
I honestly think San Diego's going to go for a quarterback. When you think of it,
I don't.
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
How old is Phillip Rivers?
Not yet.
He's 34.
Not
He's
yet.
not getting any younger.
Not yet. I'd say
Phillip
the
Rivers
year
has
next year, the
maybe
year
3
after.
years in him. 3 years, maybe. And then after that, we'll see.
And I say number 2, gosh darn it, I hate it, but Baltimore. Baltimore would be a great fit for Bosa. They're at number 5.
Baltimore will do incredible things with Bosa and turn him into like the next great
They
player.
would turn him into the Ohio. We would hate him after loving him for years. We would hate him because of what he would do to the Browns. And the last one, I think, number 1 overall would be Tennessee. I think that's a great fit for Bosa as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing is when you look at mock drafts, there's been, I believe it was Laramie Tunsil. He's an offensive tackle out of Ole Miss. He's mainly projected as the number 1 overall pick. And I don't, like, while there have been a lot of offensive tackles recently going in the top sections of the draft, I'm not entirely sure it's true. I don't find another offensive tackle to be worth it. Like after what happened with Eric Fisher, no, I would not try to go high with an offensive tackle. The only offensive tackle that went high that has worked out recently is current. And Joe Thomas. He was 4th.
Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Thomas was great, but the only number 1 overall offensive tackle picked that was great, or even in top 2 offensive tackles, was Orlando Pace, and he's now a Hall of Famer. So there's certain amounts of just certain things that you see, just offensive tackles should not go number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Looking at the mock draft that Matt just pulled up,
yeah.
I'm not surprised to see Jared Goff in Cleveland spot.
Yeah, I would.
At all.
If the middle ground that I would go to be satisfied as a Browns fan in this year's draft without getting Kaepernick would be Jared Goff. I don't like Wentz. I don't care what people say with the whole, he seems more mature. He seems like he's more together, quote unquote.
He is more mature, much like Colt McCoy was.
Yes, like Colt McCoy was a nice, quarter.
Colt McCoy was
first
nice.
of all,
Charlie Fry was a nice guy.
First of all, you can't take a guy from Division II and make him an NFL starting quarterback. That's one thing there's this misconception.
Hold on.
First round picks. All right, so first round picks from Division II or FCS schools. There have been 4 since '79.
Oh gosh.
Those names are Phil Simms, Ken O'Brien, Steve McNair, and Joe Flacco.
All right. Well, Flacco is the exception, I think, and I'm talking that post '99 era. I'm talking since 2000 and up, we've had one, and that's Flacco. And why is Flacco good? Because he went to Delaware. He knows the Baltimore. He knew the Baltimore had him.
Also, a
before
note
this
for about Joe Flacco is that he transferred from Pitt to become a starter.
Yeah,
it was not that he's from Delaware.
Yeah,
it's that he transferred from Pitt to go to Delaware to start.
And I think when I have Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith, I have a great offensive line.
Torrey Smith's not in Baltimore.
Not anymore, at least.
He was.
Steve Smith.
Torrey Smith.
Yeah, it's Steve Smith Sr.
If I have a great wide receiving core and a great offensive line and a defense that can help me win football games, I think you can take my Nature Valley peanut butter wrapper, put it at quarterback, and say, hey, go win some football games. Joe Flacco is nothing special.
Now, wait a second. Joe Flacco only won 4 games last year before he got hurt.
Well, all right.
He won a Super Bowl because the lights went out. It had nothing to do had nothing to do with his talent.
Button number 5 for Matt, please.
Well, that took us
on
to
the wrong side. Move the mouse to the other side.
Yeah, do that.
Boom. Still not working.
See, because it knows I'm right. Oh, maybe not. All right, I think you want to get into some.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh gosh, you want to know? Hey, Tom, do you want to go into some of the other headlines?
Sure. Some of the other things we had. I want to talk about the Indians because I want to go more Cleveland-based.
Are we with the Windians? Is my mic actually on now?
Yeah, I think it was on. It's just that the light turned off. So
hold on. Testing. All right, but pull up a little bit higher at least. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I turned Tim way down because we could still hear him over everybody else's mic.
Breaking news: opening day is sold out for the 24th consecutive year.
Woo! All right. So. Of course. All right. So there's, the Indians have signed Juan Uribe to a 1-year deal, so he'll be playing third base. Was it now?
Yeah, he'll start at third base over
Urshela?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Urshela could use some more time, I figure.
Yeah, the Indians really need to start, and they need to spend money.
Better than Andy Marte in my case.
I saw him play at the Captains when he came back from a rehab, and I think he's bad. Anyway, so
are you. Just kidding.
I don't play baseball, so obviously I'd be bad if I tried to play for the Captains. I'm just kidding, Tom and Tim and all you. Anyway,
and all the listeners.
So the Indians signed Uribe a couple days after signing Tommy Hunter, the relief pitcher, to a 1 or 2 year deal. Tommy, not Torrey. If it was Torrey, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter's retired now.
So. Yeah, he is. That'd be crazy. But anyway,
But
they've got Uribe.
But the Indians might need someone like Torrey Hunter, because after all, starting center fielder Abraham Almonte has been suspended for the first 80 games of.
So is that half the season
of the Indian season? That's nearly half. Yeah. 81 would be.
81
half.
would be half. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, for use of illegal performance-enhancing drugs. So
and Brantley's still out injured, isn't he, with his shoulder? Did he
have
shoulder surgery in
I
November?
have no idea.
He'll be back. Probably not in time for opening day, but he'll be back probably by May. I assume.
I saw there was a story out there that the Indians picked up a guy. I forget his name, but it was a guy from Tampa. It was the guy who broke up Carrasco's no-hitter last year that he had with 2 strikes at the bottom of the 9th. And the guy hit the single, and now they picked up that guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. Hunt? No.
Whatever. Don't wreck your brain.
Something.
Anyway.
Was it Will Venable?
No.
No?
I know the name if I saw it.
Tony Walters, Guillermo Quiros.
I would know the name if I saw it. Not Napoli.
Hankins?
Yeah, they're just looking up all the different names here, and it's not coming.
We got him off waivers in December.
Oh, okay. So let's go ahead to December.
Yeah, Joey Butler.
Joey Butler. That's
Joey
it.
Butler.
Joey Butler.
Okay, there it is.
I thought he had the same last name as Tom. I couldn't
Okay,
remember.
great. All right. So
Now we've got Rajay Davis.
Yeah, all right, so I think Rajay Davis will be stopgap at least for Almonte.
Yeah.
That's good enough. That's good enough for me. I feel like I'm not necessarily sure the Indians will contend.
I don't think so.
Like I see another maybe 500 season, and
It's getting old, guys. It's getting old.
Well, let's just hope they don't fire Francona like the Browns like to fire their guys every 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, you really can't blame much on. Here's my thing with Cleveland sports, is the front office is to blame for everything. When you bring guys in under minimum money, when you have money to spend, and you don't spend it because you want to save up because you want the money for your own pocket, when you don't spend the money and you expect to keep your job and put those guys that you signed to little contracts on the field and you want them to produce, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So you're basically digging your own grave by spending the money on these guys that aren't caliber
But at
to
the
perform.
same time, what if the front office isn't getting much of a budget from the owner?
And that's true as well, but you can't fire an owner. He owns the
Right.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. There's
team.
there are problems with the system, of course. There's problems with every system. When it relates to
well,
how,
unless
how
you're the
sports
New England
operate.
Patriots, the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, the
Boston really hasn't spent much lately that I've seen.
oh, they got David Price,
That's true.
and they got Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, but Sandoval's what, 37?
I'm not sure.
He can hit. He can hit the baseball.
Yeah. Don't be screwing around with Kung Fu Panda. Don't start.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised he went to Boston instead of staying in San Fran.
Money.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, Jim Tomey.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi.
you have to go to the Jim Tomey route.
Yep.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, Jim Tomey.
And yet we built a statue. of
The
him.
weird thing about me and Jim Tomey, I'm not sure if you've ever heard me talk about this. I am amazed there has been no PED talk with Jim Tomey.
Yeah.
I am amazed at it. Like 600 home runs, but like if you look at his time from when he first started to what he became, it's almost a Barry Bonds-like transition. Like he went from being, skinny home run hitter to I'm a beefed up home run hitter. And there was no talk of, hey, this possibly could be steroids.
Well, I mean, you don't want to assume anything, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing that, in a couple of years. I mean, it took how many years for other guys to get caught with stuff? Some guys look at Peyton Manning was. I mean, I'm not saying he did anything, but he just got caught for something he did in college.
It was. I'm trying to remember that. I think it was David Segui. He was one of the people who was caught with steroids a few years back, and he was on the same time. Like he was on the Cleveland Indians for the same time as Tommy was.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that's what happened. Because that might have been like a transition. Because after like that 97, 98 year, that's when Tommy started really packing on like serious like mass. And I'm not sure if there's a correlation there.
I think back then nobody really cared.
Yeah.
And then as the whole deal came out with Barry Bonds with the cork in the bat, and then eventually the drugs.
Yeah.
It just it developed over time, and then the guys that probably, my theory has always been everybody does, and same thing with Johnny Manziel. Everybody parties. All these athletes, do something illegal with whether it's drugs or whatever at some point, maybe. That's just my assumption. It's who gets caught. And so that and it's my assumption. I'm not saying that's definitely how it is, but you got to assume that not everybody's clean.
Yeah, and that's the problem is that Piazza's now in the Hall, isn't he? I think he finally made it into the Hall.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a little asterisk next to his name, saying that's how it's going to be with Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Well,
So.
Right. Another thing that I was not sure if I really wanted to cover about it, cover it or not, was the main difference, like, because I'm trying to phrase this nicely, and there's not a very good way to frame it nicely. Because there's a big difference between Barry Bonds and Jim Thome, and that is race.
Ooh.
Do you feel that race had a hand in Barry Bonds being talked about it, but not Jim Thome?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, because when you brought up David Segui earlier.
Yeah.
What race was David Segui?
Hispanic origin.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's just,
And to go back to another thing, Peyton Manning. Well, what's going on with Peyton Manning? It's,
what about
it's not exactly the same, but
yeah,
we'll put it out there, and it's pretty much the same.
Well, you could also say Mark McGwire was another big.
Mark McGwire.
What about Rafael Palmeiro?
Palmeiro,
Jose Canseco, Palmeiro.
Palmeiro. They're all not in the Hall of Fame.
So I'd say no.
I think when you
should bring that up.
When you put those guys in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Yes.
When you put them in, he should be in there.
Yeah. Because that's another biggie. Is that all right? Well, also another thing that I should also point out. While you're saying, Palmeiro, Canseco,
right?
None of them have the home run number that is Jim Thome's. None of them have hit 600 home runs.
Yeah.
So,
A-Rod.
A-Rod still gets haunted by it though. So,
I forgave A-Rod. I'm other than the Indians, I like the Yankees. So I'm a
It had to be that way.
Hot number.
What?
How about number 5? Do it.
Let me be over here and whoop. Can we get it? Where's the buzzer? Come on. There it is.
Yeah. Okay, so I've forgiven A-Rod for all that.
Yeah, it's...
You're gonna make you hit it again here pretty soon.
What? You come on. You gotta
of course you forgave A-Rod. You're a Yankees fan.
You gotta like Andy Pettitte. You got to like Derek Jeter.
Jeter, I'll make an exception to.
You don't like Pettitte?
Heck no.
What did he do?
Well, first, I don't trust him because he turned his back on Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
So he has a bit of a trustworthiness issue to me. Then there's also
Roger Clemens isn't that trustworthy to begin with.
True. I feel like Derek Jeter is a lot more trustworthy. There's no... Derek Jeter was on PEDs or HGH or anything like that.
Right.
I don't see that happening with Derek Jeter ever. Is Derek Jeter an amazing person? Probably. I can see Derek Jeter being just an absolutely fine person going on living his life without injecting himself with a needle. I don't see any problems happening with Derek Jeter except for maybe like in a social media light. That would be it. Like if something pops up, like what was it? Like the gift baskets. Like there, like he was like every ex-girlfriend he had, he would give a gift basket to. That's the only thing that was and that was like okay.
That actually
shrugged it off and went on.
That actually brings up something I saw the other day, but that means a complete 180 in this conversation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because, Phil Jackson.
Oh, Curry?
On Twitter.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Curry.
With
yeah.
Curry?
Yeah.
Mahmoud Abdur-Rauf, was that? I think. Yeah, that's...
Okay, here's
that's
the
a
thing.
weird comparison, but then again, it's Phil Jackson.
Here's
He's
the thing.
the Zen master.
Phil Jackson is riling up... I'm going to say riling up. Is making the Warriors angry with the things that he's saying. Now, who in their right mind wants to make a good team angry? Because good teams that are angry are even better teams.
He wants to make them angry because the Warriors are not in his division.
And he doesn't want them to catch the 95-96 team that he happened to be the head coach of at 72 victories.
Yeah, here's my whole opinion about this. I think Curry is way overplayed, not now, but the fact that people are saying that he could be a better shooter than Jordan, could be this god of basketball.
I'll say this. Curry is a much better shooter than Jordan. Tons.
I'll say
better.
that when he wins 6 championships.
No. That's it. Curry is a better shooter.
No.
Jordan is a much, much better competitor.
Yes.
Jordan is a much better overall player. Curry is not
Jordan's
the player.
a better overall player. I'm not saying that Curry is the better overall player at all, ever. Curry is not, nor will ever be the best player ever.
And here's a lot of a lot of it I blame on Steve Kerr as well. The fact I blame
you're going to call him Steve instead of Steph because
Steve Kerr, the coach.
Steve Kerr, okay.
The coach. If I was Steve Kerr, I would tell Curry. I mean, I would have said this last year, but then I would have, the Warriors wouldn't have been where they're at now. The way Curry plays is off the dribble.
Mm-hmm.
That is a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
No one is supposed to dribble 5 feet to the left and then just throw the ball up in midair and pray that it goes in. Now Curry's go in because he
Curry's is good
somehow, by the grace of God,
he practices that,
gets that
lot.
in. And he's I'm not saying he gets lucky. Curry's a great player, but he is not top 10 greatest of all time caliber yet. When he wins multiple championships and multiple MVPs, like LeBron James, like Jordan, like Magic, like Larry, when he gets...
Or would you even consider Kobe in this conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Kobe already has...
Okay, because he has a number of rings as well.
Like Shaq, all these guys. Right now, to me, Curry is at least number 17 to 20. He's in that...
I'll agree with that. That's probably a good
17 to
assessment of where
20,
he is.
and then if he wins this year, go to 15, 14, so on and so forth.
If he wins this year, but also there's been talk that he could possibly be unanimous MVP, and there's never been a unanimous MVP in the NBA ever. Not even Jordan did that. If Curry wins unanimous MVP, how far will he shoot on your board?
Here's the thing too. When you rank in anybody, if you guys did it or whoever, you got to look at the competition you're going against. Because if I'm playing against nobody, and I make 53s in a row, and then I'm playing against Michael Jordan, and I hit 53s in a row, what looks better? Curry's not playing against competition that Jordan faced.
Yeah.
That Magic Johnson faced.
You also got to look at the support system that Curry has compared to the support system that like MJ had.
Yeah.
Besides Scottie Pippen, I can't name one person who was on the Bulls teams. I'm being honest.
I know Rodman. Dennis
I'm
Rodman.
sure Rodman was on there.
Tony Kukoc.
Besides Pippen and Rodman, I can't name anybody that was on the Bulls team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody says, well, the Jordan-Pippen thing, that's one guy. Pippen's not a whole team.
Yeah, but then you have Curry, you have Klay Thompson, you have Andre
Draymond
Iguodala,
Green,
you have
Harrison Barnes. They even have, and I will give to Kerr. They took a guy like Leandro Barbosa, who is past his prime, was great with Phoenix, comes over to Golden State after bouncing around the NBA a little bit, and I mean, he is driving to the basket. He's making layups on guys like LeBron. He is hitting threes like the rest of the team. Bogut is relevant to a basketball team. When did that happen?
Back when he was in Milwaukee.
I mean, this is unbelievable what Steve Kerr has done with this team in a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think
even though I hate the Warriors, still,
they're not my favorites either. But
yeah, exactly.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to actually go ahead and end my show here.
All right.
I need to get out, go home, get ready.
Yeah, I got to go to class.
Yeah, I have to actually get ready for an interview I'm supposed to have later.
Ooh, cool.
Interview?
Yeah, interview with a place called Primerica.
Oh, I know
Highland
that place.
Heights. So I need to make sure that I'm ready for that.
Lies.
Look them up and other stuff.
Lies.
So once again, this has been the Bearded Gentleman Project. I am DJ Grizzly, along with the boss Matt Bossman and assistant GM Tim Pringy. Thank you for listening, and we'll have more about the basketball game that's supposed to be happening for tomorrow on Matt's show. And then also remember tomorrow that there is a bake sale from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's donation based. You don't have to just pay what you want, and you can get some cookies or other baked goods. So be sure to be there tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And once again, that's been the Beard Gentleman Project. Thank you for listening, and see you next Monday. Peace out.
Lies.
Park, been to the store, been to the pool, and I wonder what the Lake Effect radio station has coming up next. Well, just check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Lake Effect radio station, and you'll get updates on events, interviews, and so much more about our local DJs. Just sign up now, or else you'll miss out.
At the Holden University Center of Lakeland Community College, you can earn a bachelor's or graduate degree from our university partners right here in Lake County. Lakeland's Holden University Center. Stay here, go far. Visit lakelandcc.edu/UC.